tracking hand movement. Well, there's a lot of applications for that in augmented reality. Yamin, what are you guys doing at uSens? We'll have a conversation about that.
All right. So at uSens, we have been developing hand tracking for over the last 4 years. We started on AR, VR headset. We have specialized finger hardware, dual IR sensors for that purpose. But for last couple of years, we have found out, well, the whole headset, even though it's very interesting, it hasn't really totally taken off the market yet. So we apply the same technology, deep learning-based computer algorithm into automotive and also on the smartphone itself. So now today we actually are announcing a beta release of our smartphone-based hand tracking without any additional hardware, just using the RGB camera from the smartphones.
And it's amazing because you're not using a lot of brain power of that phone, right?
Right, yeah. So today we're using pretty less computing power and also power consumption on the phone, because actually we only need to process one camera's input rather than previously we processed several cameras input. So our algorithm, totally the software size is smaller than before.
And this is an open API, so anyone can use it. And why don't you talk to that?
Today we offer Unity-based API and also native Java and C++ based API for developers to build their applications on top of it.
And now let's talk about some of those applications. One of them you mentioned was with an electric car company that just announced a really cool car at CES.
Yeah, so that one we're using a depth sensor working with our hand tracking. The company is called, they have a brand name called Byton. They have a pretty good show at the CES this year. So basically they have a 50-inch screen for the driver to be able to use a touch screen while you're driving with a 50-inch screen. It's almost impossible. That's why they worked with us to use a hand gesture over the air to control the whole dash panel infotainment system.
And it's touch, but it's touchless really, isn't it?
Right, yeah, exactly. It's touchless, but your hand can simulating what you can do with the touch screen. Plus, there are certain gestures you can do even touch screen cannot do today, like manipulate a 3D model, right? So you won't be able to get that because your hand can do 3D, over a flat screen can only do 2D.
So I can imagine that has a lot of other applications in the public sphere where you want people to be able to interact with screens, but you don't want them touching them, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right. So also on the smartphone side, we are working with several very large application developers for social networking, also for gaming as well, education. So we have seen a broad base for those kind of applications out there.
What's amazing to me is this is a machine learning type thing that operates on the phone, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we have our own proprietary algorithm. That's why we can optimize it on the smartphone itself, make the size to fit into the smartphone, and be able to track all the hand movement, the skeletal movement. That's really what's special about our machine learning, is tracking all the joints on the hand, so we can track a lot of more points and can detect the very nuanced movement of the hand as well.
And so from a release perspective, when will this be available for developers?
So right now we're in a private beta. We're really welcoming developers to directly contact us, so see whether we can work together. The general availability, we're thinking probably in 2 to 3 months time frame.
And from a cloud perspective, you just download the software, you don't actually have to connect to the cloud, right?
Yeah, so it's a proprietary software, so we actually just offer the SDK. Developers build the SDK, everything is runs on the phone itself. It doesn't really require cloud computation.
From a pricing perspective, what's your business model?
So the business model, we really want to enable AR experience for the broader audience. So that's why we're working with application developers, really go for the revenue sharing model. The more applications we can enable, the better. And also we want to get our revenue share back from application developers that way.
Excellent. Well, I wish you luck in your release, and thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.